it's amazing how much historical films are really taking the spotlight these days. Coming from Gomburza, Goyo, etc. These movies were like so good. It's not just entertainment. It was like really looking at back at our history roots and our history books and turning it to like really great movies.
Yeah, it's really delightful that big budgets are being poured into these kinds of projects, right? Uh, it's sort of comforting that Filipino audiences are willing to watch these stories from our own history, about our own identity.
Oh, dude, don't forget about Henry Luna on like
Hell yeah.
the way they like showed his dedication and love for country, and the way he was betrayed was just heartbreaking. Like, spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
and our Oscar submission.
Yeah.
Everyone got excited about that, right?
hmm How about like other things that did not talk about like what really happened? Like, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think, you know, historical distortion is on the rise these days. So I think having these movies is a pretty good thing for us. And
I
there's
hear
a
someone. Oh, sorry. I hear someone talking about successful historical movies, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
yeah,
You
Yeah,
are.
like
You
El
actually are.
Presidente, right? That's such a really good, successful movie. Looked into the accounts of Emilio Aguinaldo through his only memoir. Great historical accuracy, right, guys?
Dude, sure, but it's not exactly like the history Aguinaldo's memoir tells. It's like so glamorized and so like I don't know, it's so glazed.
Glamorized? What's so wrong about it? There's nothing glamorized about it. It's historical accuracy. It looks into the memoirs of only Emilio Aguinaldo, and it's fun for everyone. He dual wields guns. He fights dual wielding sword people, right?
I mean,
Yeah, honestly, history is at its core like chismis. If you take into account like Made in Malacanang, well, of course it's not like a straightforward history lesson, but it's a reimagined account of the Marcos family in and their final days in the palace. It showed their humanity, their perspectives. Yeah, sure, some scenes were like dramatized, like the protesters storming into the palace with flaming torches. But it's symbolic, not literal.
Indeed,
yeah,
I agree with you.
I mean, but you're presenting a version of history that makes people forget the truth and have a new truth in their minds and just messing up the whole like fabric of time and space. You can't just romanticize an era because it fits a narrative.
I mean, isn't that kind of boring, I mean, you need to have some glamour so that the audience can have like a narrative they can follow. And plus, this to also put into the spotlight of people who may have not have a good rep and just show them in a better spotlight.
Yeah, I agree. Like glamour, it doesn't distort, it just reframes. History is already subjective, right? So like it's shaped by who tells it, and yeah, or just our films just add more drama and like makes you like feel a lot of emotions and empathy. Yeah.
should I call Ambeto Campo to have cameos in here again?
I hope not. But I kind of agree that there is a glamour needed, but there should be a blend between the two. Like how in Bonifacio had it. Sure, sure, there's a bit of glamorization by what do you call this? Painting Aguinaldo in such a way that he's just this blemish, a deus ex machina to Bonifacio's story. But that doesn't mean that core concepts aren't there. It does still mention historical events that did happen. So there should be a blend between the two.
You need to find a sweet spot on like
Hmm.
history and glamour, but we gotta keep life fun. I mean, what's life without fun?
Well,
What
I
else?
guess cinema does allow for artistic interpretation, right?
But it's also
There are
important to find the truth. But I completely factual.
I mean,
there are
oh, oh,
tools there are tools, narrative tools and stylistic tools that we can use to like maybe not really distort things, but understand things on a deeper level that may require artistic abstraction. So I think that would be fine.
At the same time, we're there's also a way to entertain while also keeping historical accuracy. You can name these events, bring them up, but don't let them just be, well, uh, events that we can just distort and change so that we can tell the stories we want to tell, but instead tell the truth that should be told.